Sorry, not that much. It's 3,120 minutes. Let us applaud ourselves for spending time and for learning this automated. Every Toastmasters meeting has 3 ground rules. Please switch off the object which rings only when you are in important meeting. Move only when you hear applause. Refrain from talking about 3 things that every news channel talking for 24 hours. Sex, religion and politics. After joining MBA, I searched to join in English speaking classes. I scrolled throughout the internet and found Toastmasters. I came to Bangalore Toastmasters meeting, and first meeting I made my decision to join. I was regular to the meeting and utilized every opportunities. This commitment is helped me in joining, polishing my English speaking skills. As the team Diamond in the Rough explains, everyone has unique qualities. To identify these qualities, you should move from the comfort zone. I came from my comfort zone and I am standing here. Like, I never dreamed of getting into the stage and speak English. Toastmaster unleashed my potential. I like to introduce a person who is friendly and warm in welcoming guests and every members. She is an automation lead in Nokia, and she is the area director of our area and our VP Education, Priyanka Ranore.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters.
Very good evening. Good evening.
Thank you. I would now just like to call the order of meeting number 1387. The minutes of meeting was shared by mail and WhatsApp to all of you. Is there any suggestions or any changes to be amended in the minutes of meeting?
No.
Thank you. I would now pass the minutes of meeting of 1386. Today is a very special day at Bangalore Toastmasters Club. Anyone knows why? Because we are going to grow as a family.
Wow.
We have a very special ceremony that is going to happen right now, and to facilitate the ceremony, we have someone very, very special. He is a consultant at Labor's Law, and he is a Vice President membership. Ladies and gentlemen, please join your hands in welcoming Toastmaster Joe Paul, a Vice President membership.
Thank you, Toastmaster Priyanka Ranore, for that lovely introduction. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests.
Good evening.
Whenever a new member wishes to join Toastmasters, we are required to conduct the induction ceremony. Today, the 28th July 2023, it is our duty and privilege to induct 5 new members into the Bangalore Toastmasters Club. Great things in Toastmasters can never be done by one person. They are done by a group of people. And that group would be the one like we have at the Bangalore Toastmasters Club. We are here because we recognize a very simple yet beautiful truth. A truth that individually we are just one drop, but together we are a mighty ocean. I will now call upon our new members to be, one after the other, to join me on the podium. First one would be Taran Govind Menon. Second, Shreya Sadugol. Mr. Mehbubullah Khan. Ms. Vasvi Hariharan. And last but not the least, Ms. Saloni. Now, I would request you all to please withhold your applause until the ceremony is completed. Taran, Shreya, Mehbubullah Khan, Vasvi and Saloni. You are joining an international worldwide organization which helps to improve your communication and leadership skills. And you are joining the legendary, historic Bangalore Toastmasters Club, which is one of the oldest and the second largest club in the country. I, as VP membership, on behalf of BTMC, along with all my colleagues, express our pride and our joy in welcoming you into the club.
Thank you.
VP Education Toastmaster Priyanka Honore, do you concur with me that their mentors have already been assigned?
Yes.
Do you concur with me that DTM Dr. Rajdeep Manwani, DTM Gangadhar, DTM Sumitra Manmohan, and DTM Vijay Anand are the mentors of these new members?
Yes.
Will the mentors kindly stand up if they are present? I think we have only DTM Vijay Anand here today. Nevertheless, I have confirmed that they have taken up the role of mentors for our new members. As a formality, I will however ask this question. Will you take up the responsibility of mentorship and pledge to share your knowledge and experience with our new members?
Yes, I will.
Thank you. You can please take your seat. Thank you. Membership in this club and in Toastmasters International is a privilege and a responsibility too. We are here today because we understand that great improvements invariably involves the cooperation of many minds. Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. We are here to travel on the trust and support of one another. This means that you must be active members of the club, attend meetings regularly, prepare fully for your duties, and help keep our club strong and dynamic. Now I request you to put your right hand forward and to repeat this pledge after me. I,
Taran Menon,
Shreya Sadugol,
Mehbubullah Khan,
Vasvi Hariharan,
in the presence of my fellow members
in the presence of my fellow members
of the Bangalore Toastmasters Club,
of the Bangalore Toastmasters Club,
make this firm obligation
make this firm obligation
to attend meetings regularly
to attend meetings regularly
and prepare fully for each assignment,
and prepare fully for each assignment,
to apply myself
to apply myself
to the projects outlined in the Toastmasters education program,
to apply myself in the projects,
to participate actively
to participate actively
in club activities,
in club activities,
to evaluate others
to evaluate others
in a positive, constructive manner,
in a positive, constructive manner,
to build open, friendly relationships
to build open, friendly relationships
with my fellow members,
with my fellow members,
and to bring other new members
and to bring other new members
into the club
into the club
so that they can also gain
so that they can also gain
the benefits of Toastmasters.
the benefits of those masters.
Okay, you may please put your hands down. I will now ask only the members of the club to please stand up. Only the members of the club. Please put your right hand forward as you take the oath. We, the members of Bangalore Toastmasters Club, pledge to support you in your quest for self-development,
in your quest for self-development,
to provide you with positive,
to provide you with positive,
helpful evaluations,
helpful evaluations,
to maintain a friendly, supportive atmosphere,
to maintain a friendly, supportive atmosphere,
to give you opportunities to help others,
to give you opportunities to help others,
and to make your Toastmasters membership
and to make your Toastmasters membership
a rewarding and fulfilling experience.
a rewarding and fulfilling experience.
Thank you very much. It is my pleasure now to declare you installed as members of the Bangalore Toastmasters Club.
Thank you.
Can we hear a round of applause? I now request our presiding officer, Toastmaster Priyakar Ranore, to greet the newly inducted members. Thank you, Toastmaster Priyakar Ranore, for doing the honors. Dear new members, you may now please occupy your seats.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's give a big round of welcome to our new members. I shall now hand over the lectern back to our presiding officer, Toastmaster Ranore. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Before I start, I think I would like to know who are the first time guests for today's evening. Can you all please raise and introduce yourself?
Yeah, myself Jagdish Kumar. I am basically from Tirupur, a part of district from Tamil Nadu. I am a working professional. Been working in one of the textile company, and I have 11 years of experience there. And I heard about Bangalore Toastmaster through my friend. So I have in my own Prestige Tech Park, we have Juniper Toastmaster Club. I came to know that 2 years back, but I have an interest to being a part of one of the Toastmaster where I can improve my public speaking. Where I also have fear of speaking, so I thought I can just come here and improve my skills here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi everybody, my name is Keval Sanvi. I'm a chartered accountant as a profession. Born and brought up in Bangalore, working in one of the IT company. I heard about the Toastmaster from one of my friends, and I feel this is a platform where you can improve public speaking skills and also leadership skills. So I'm here to understand how it works, and probably I might join the club soon.
Thank you so much.
Hello everyone, myself Niyati, and I also recently moved to Bangalore after my marriage, and I'm a qualified cost and management accountant and certified internal auditor. I'm working with Hitachi Energy Hebal as part of management control testing team, and I had heard of Toastmasters long back, but somehow I never managed to join. But now this time I've got this opportunity to come and be as a guest and meet you all. So looking forward to join the club soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, I am Nivedita. So I am a software developer. So I am basically from Odisha. So I have many fear of like public speaking and communication aspects. So from one of my colleagues, he told about the Toastmaster Club. So I am here to explore.
Toastmasters, I would welcome my guest. Let us give a huge round of applause. As you all have witnessed today's induction ceremony, the entire process, I hope in future I get to see you all also on the stage for the induction ceremony. And I think today's induction ceremony was so well taken. I think we have to give our Vice President Membership Toastmaster Joe Scott a huge round of applause. Thank you so much. Lately, if there is someone that I really look up is none other than our Indian football captain, Sunil Chetri. And I've been very fortunate that I got to meet him in person. And something that I really like about him, or something that is his grit, his determination and his patience, and the amount of time that he's given to sharpen that skill that he is right now considered the world #3 football player.
Wow.
Honestly, I was never not that interested into sports or football. I didn't have much knowledge. But I give the credit to him if I kind of have a slight interest towards football, or I try to understand the game or the sport, I give the credit to him. It was his personality, his demon, and the way he kind of, told about the sport kind of got me understanding that how important it is. And that drew me to understand or get more involved into this football game. A person like me who's not at all into sports, he could convince me or influence me and start liking the sport or football. And something that I really, really admire about him is when football was not that probably that prominent in India, I still remember there was an interview that a question that was asked to him. Does it bother you that football in India, even though we have such good football players, is not given that prominence that a sport like cricket is given? And his reply is something that I think just stays so well in my head. He said that, no, I'm very, very proud that the kind of prominence cricket has in India, the way people are so emotionally attached to the game. In fact, I look forward for a time where every sport in India is given that prominence, that support. And he also wished that one day in football also, that kind of support is given. He also mentioned that, I understand not many of you understand football game, or not many of you are not that attracted, or as a crowd you don't get pulled off to that game. It's only because the way it is put across in our country. But only thing that I wish from all of you is, please come once and watch the game. Appreciate, even if you can't appreciate the views, but just be there. Your presence is enough to push us to be the best football player in the world. And after a good number of years, I felt that, and for some reason I give the credit to Sunil Chetri, and definitely all the players of the football player, but for me it is Sunil Chetri. I did see that kind of prominence, that support football got last month for the SAF championship. I was so happy to see the amount of crowd that people went to cheer for that game, to lend their support. And when we won, that emotional moment, which usually we see for a game like cricket, I saw that same emotion for football. And I feel in today's time, if people are able to understand football in India, or they're giving it that prominence, it is only because of him. It's my opinion, but that is the way I see it. And I feel it is the time, the patience, that grit that each one of us give it to ourselves, or to whatever we want to achieve in our life, we will get that prominence. Because nothing happens fast. Everything is a process. We need to be patient for that process. If things are not working in our favor, it doesn't mean we are not doing it right. It means that the people are not able to understand it right. But wait for the time when people will understand it right. And I think that's what our journey is all about. We are here to be the best version of ourselves, to grow and be a speaker, a leader that everyone will look up to us. And that is what Bangalore Toastmasters Club also facilitates. We have leaders across where from our club they have gone and been to the district region level. Our club is the second largest club in India. and one of the oldest club also. To the guest, I would suggest you give a chance to yourself so that you all can become the better version or whatever goal you have in life, you will achieve it. But just be patient with the process because everything is a process. Just be patient. And to take over the process and this entire meeting, we have someone with us who's an aeronautical engineer, who enjoys reading and traveling, and very soon wishes to be a part of the Indian defense. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for our Toastmaster of today's meeting, Toastmaster Vishal Basanta.
Thank you, Presiding Officer, for such a lovely introduction. And I hope to live up to the words that you have put forth before the club today. Good evening, Toastmasters and dear guests.
Good evening.
I'd like all of you to give yourselves a round of applause for being here on a Friday evening. The weather in the past few days has been wanting us to stay at home, curling up under a blanket. But you all made the effort to come here to improve yourselves. So kudos to all of you. Toastmasters, let me tell you a story. I have a friend whose family is into the jewelry business. When I was a young boy, I did not know how diamonds were made or what these diamonds were. My friend's father handed him a small piece of rock and asked him, "What do you think this is?" It was cylindrical, it was not properly formed, and it did not shine. So he told his father, "It's a piece of rock or probably a piece of glass, that's all." His father told him, "My dear son, this is not just a piece of rock or just a piece of glass. It is worth 2 crores because that is a diamond mined from really deep tunnels." Toastmasters, diamonds don't shine as soon as they come out of the mine. You need to cut them, and it takes a skilled artisan or machines. Welcome to the robot uprising. It takes machines or artisans to cut the diamonds and make them glimmer and shine. In Santa Ana, California, a man had faced a similar conundrum where he saw many diamonds in the rough around him. Young men who were not able to speak boldly and confidently. And he decided to take charge and create a movement to help these diamonds by sanding them down, cutting them, and helping them shine. This man is none other than Ralph C. Smedley, who started the Toastmasters movement, and the first meeting took place in October 1924, almost a century ago. Now it is an international movement, and many diamonds all over the world are being cut by artisans called mentors who are assigned to you once you join the club. Coming to a typical Toastmasters meeting, there are 3 different segments to a typical Toastmasters meeting. First, there is a prepared speeches session where a member who has already prepared the speech after consulting with his mentor, the artisan who sharpens the diamond, comes and presents the speech. Next, there is a table topic session where a table topics master puts a lot of pressure and heat to create people who are capable of speaking on the go, thinking on the feet. This is similar to how a diamond is formed. A diamond is formed under a lot of pressure. Next comes the evaluation session, which is headed by a general evaluator, who I will be introducing at the end of the meeting. So everyone stay back, just at least to get to know who that is. This general evaluator will assess the entire meeting from start to finish. and he will be assisted by 3 musketeers. First, there is a timer. The timer for today is a tenacious person, and whenever I speak to him, I can hear the enthusiasm in his words. Please invite the timer for today, Toastmaster Sheep, to introduce his role.
Stephen Covey once said, when it comes to time, the key is not spending in it, the key is investing in it. I think all of us today are investing 7,200 seconds of our lifetime today. So as a timer, my job is to time the entire meeting. The first session is the prepared speeches. Today we have 3 icebreakers. So the time duration is from 4 to 6 minutes. At 4 minutes, I will hold up the green card. At 5 minutes, the yellow. And at 6 minutes, the red one. And the speaker will get 30 seconds to wrap up. And the second session is table topics. It's for 1 to 2 minutes. At 1, I will show the green. 1.5 minutes, yellow. And at 2 minutes, red. And speaker again will get 30 seconds to wrap up. And for the evaluations, 2 to 3 minutes. At 2, I will show the green. 2.5, yellow. And 3, red. And again 30 seconds to wrap up. Thank you so much.
The next role is the hour counter role. When I asked the person who is taking up this role, what is a diamond in the rough that you have come across? He said that his credit card. I was a little surprised and I asked him, why a credit card? He says that he gets access to a lounge at an airport with no extra cost. I was like, wow, okay. And if he had to describe himself with just one word, he'd say outspoken. Today's our counter, Toastmaster Garish. Please introduce your role.
Hi, good evening Toastmasters and my dear guests.
Good evening.
In my role today as an art counter, I will be enhancing my listening skills by carefully listening to the complete meeting for use of clutch words such as her, or some repetitive and filler words. And towards the end of the meeting, I will be reporting my overall evaluation to General Evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next auxiliary role is that of the grammarian. Now, the grammarian is an employee at Boeing, a dream company for many aeronautical engineers, and loves badminton. To introduce the role of grammarian, Toastmaster Bhavana.
Good evening, everyone. Grammar to language is like the skeleton is to our body. Without it, communication becomes unclear, confusing, and many times misleading. For instance, your dinner versus your dinner. The apostrophe in the latter makes a lot of sense. In one, it says here's your dinner. The other says, you are dinner. So the word, my role for today, I will be noting down the good and not so good usages of grammar in English language and reporting it at the end of the meeting during the evaluation session. The word for today is delineate. It means to explain, draw, and describe something in detail. Do try to use this on your time here. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bhavana, for delineating your roles so well. So let's move on to the first segment, which is the prepared speeches segment. The evaluator for the first speaker today is a person who enjoys journaling, and I asked him, what do you think to you is a diamond in the rough? And he said his project in Abu Dhabi was a diamond in the rough for him. I invite Toastmaster Kamlesh to give the guidelines of the first speaker.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. The purpose of this project is for the member to introduce himself or herself to the club and learn the basic structure of the public speech. Timer, please note the timing is 4 to 6 minutes. All the best to the speaker.
The first speaker thinks that trekking is a really underrated activity, and to introduce himself to the club with a speech titled Astronaut Turned Miner, Toastmaster Rahul D'Souza.
I don't know if this works, but anyway, I will speak. Astronaut turned miner, good evening, Toastmasters and fellow guests. This is going to be my icebreaker. I have broken my speech into 4 parts: introduction, education, hobbies, and why I joined Toastmasters. So to introduce myself, I was born in Bangalore to Ronald D'Souza, who's the executive director of Shriram Finance, and Anita D'Souza, who's my mother. And I have 2 stories to tell you about what I did during my kindergarten. When I was a kid, I remember when my teacher was not there for a few months, few days I think, and then I was wondering what happened to her, why didn't she come? And then I just suddenly started becoming too worried and really frustrated. And then nursery rhymes came on, and instead of saying London Bridge is falling down, I said Vadra Bridge is falling down. the whole place suddenly just fell off, and everybody was like lost, and they were wondering what happened. Then she came back the next day. She was like, nothing happened to me. I was just in London. I went to visit my son. I'm totally fine. Another incident is when I was a kid. I used to say, instead of saying Shriram, I used to say Shima. I used to literally open my hand up when I say Shriram. Because I can't reenact it how it's written, but every time people look at me, they always keep saying the same thing over and over again. So that's a little bit about me. Education, I started off doing my schooling in Swami Vivekananda School in Jayanagar. I have very little memory, so I was still 1st to 3rd standard. Then I switched to Sri Kumarans. I went till about, till about 8th standard. Then I went to Bishop Gordon Boys School. I made a lot of friends. I remember a lot about school because 8 to 12th standard, I made a lot of my friends, a lot of guys. We always used to hang out together. We used to go and have dinner together, meet with each other, do all sorts of funny stuff, play sports, play football. It was a very interesting time. I got to meet a lot of my friends. I went to NASA. I got to fulfill my dream of being an astronaut. I got to witness sitting inside a shuttle, what landed inside an ocean, and all sorts of different types of simulation experiences. I think they poured in about $5 to $6 billion just to develop that thing. I felt I had a very realistic experience. Then moving on, why I joined Toastmasters. The title couldn't be better. Diamond in the rough. I believe that we're all diamonds. We're supposed to be cut, polished, and become something new and different. So Toastmaster is a diamond polishing machine. So I wanted to delineate 4 C's of it. 4 C's. The cut is if you cut the diamond correctly, it can sparkle correctly. And I want to equate that. I want to compare it to a person's character. Only a person who's cut properly, who's made in the right sense, in the right who knows his limit, can really set a beacon of light and truly sparkle in the dark. The next C is the clarity. It's about the transparency of the diamond. It's about how clean and fulfilling it is. Just to look at it, it has to be very transparent. The same way, if I would compare it to a human being, I want the person to be as honest, as clean, have enough credibility, and try to showcase as much as honesty as possible. Third C is the so sorry, it's lost. Clarity and color. Yes, color. Thank you. Color. I said it instead of clarity. Clarity is about the flaws of the diamond. The diamond tends to have flaws, but we can't really see it because it's very microscopic. And the last part is the carat. The weight of the diamond, the kind of impact the person has, how the person is creative, how the person is committed, how they have a different, how much of a difference they bring into their life. They have to be as striking as possible. So to end this speech, I would say that diamonds are found in the darkness of the earth. The truth hides in the darkness of the mind. Shine on you, all you created diamonds. Thank you.
today. I didn't even have to ask you guys to give a standing ovation. That was a great speech. I truly see your point now with your 3 C's. 4 C's. It's fine. So, to evaluate the second speaker, we have a person who thinks that Joke Falls is a truly underrated travel destination. The second evaluator is Toastmaster Teresa. As the guidelines remain the same for the second speech, she would not be reiterating it. The second speaker for today thinks that Indian food is really, really underrated. And to explain further on it, hopefully, with the speech titled, Where There Is a Will, There Is a Way, Toastmaster Nagnithan.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
Anyone know where the gold is extracted in Karnataka? Yes, exactly. It is around 60 to 70 kilometers from Bangalore. Myself, Naganithin, I am born in Kolar, which is also popularly known for milk production, mangoes, as well as silk. Coming to my family background, I am a single child to my parents. My father is a government employee and my mother works in a GST department. In my early childhood days, I spent my until class 3rd in my Kolar itself. After finishing my class 3rd, my parents joined me to the BGS residential school, which is located in outskirts of Bangalore. During schooling days, I was very fond of playing volleyball. Even I have participated in district level and state level competitions. Until 9th, I was a mediocre student. In 9th standard, I scored very less marks in social studies subject. And my social studies teacher called me and he questioned me, why are your marks are decreasing from exam to exam? Because I was playing very fond of outdoor activities. I was not interested. That's the reason. And the one mistake which I was doing is I used to only study the textbooks. I was not studying notes which they are providing me. Or otherwise, I was not even revising the thing which I studied. Then, as he questioned me like, what was the reason behind scoring less marks? To be honest, I told like I read textbook only, but that too one time. That's it. I didn't read it. And he scolded me like stupid, and he questioned me back. You know what is the meaning of stupid? I said the people who does the nonsense is a stupid. He laughed at me, said stupid is the one who keep doing same thing again and again and expecting the different result from that. Since my class 6th, I am doing the same thing. I was reading only textbook for one time, that's it. I was expecting this different result. That is one of the changing moment in life. And thereafter he guided me like, even if you read the textbook, you have to make the short notes out of it. Thereafter he guided me through that thing. And in the class 10th, I performed like 74%. I felt quite satisfied. I thought even I'm capable of doing something. Some more confidence built inside me. And thereafter I came back to, from Master to came back to Bangalore. I studied in Diksha College, which is located in Kanakpura Road. There was one incident took place when I was writing second PUC exam. I was allocated a college near South End Circle to write my second PUC exam. There was a person who was sitting beside me. He is older than me. I think 3-4 years older than me. And he can't able to write anything in the exam. He only used exam, we both introduced ourselves, like simply, and he explained me like from past 3 years I'm continuously writing my +2 exams, but I don't know, in 3 subjects I couldn't able to clear: business studies, economics, and statistics. And I was wondering like why it would take 3 years to clear that 3 subjects. And even I thought, what was your strategy, like how was your planning the studies? I asked like that, and he told like even I used to read only textbooks, and I used to read only multiple resources, textbook as well as I think there will be reference books outside the market. There are plenty of resources available. You used to stick for multiple resources. I just gave my notes, and I just guided me like do these things. Only read 3 chapters. There will be questions like there will be 6 questions. In that they will ask only answer 3 or 4. I think many of you must be knowing like how is the pattern of secondary C exam. And luckily in that exam we used to pass only 1 subject. After 2 months there is no supplementary exam. In that exam we cleared all the 3 subjects. I felt like I felt more happier than him because of me he got passed. I really think that was like a wonderful moment in my life. That's the time when I thought success is not the thing which you gain in your life or accomplish for yourself. Success is the thing what you do for others. And thereafter, now recently we met. He did his BA and now he is preparing for the government exam. After that, I taken admission for BBA in Bangalore University, and I completed my BBA, and now I am doing my MBA in Christ University. Thank you.
That speech was really good. I guess gold does come out of Karnataka. Kolar, I'm sorry, scatterbrain. The third evaluator for today is someone who considers the dining area of NGMA's cafe a really underrated place because it is a lovely place to have a conversation, and it is one of the few places in Bangalore that is accessible to people in wheelchairs. This is none other than Toastmaster Chaitra. However, as the guidelines remain the same, she will not be delineating the guidelines all over again. The third speaker for today, I asked him, what is your speech title? He gave me the most bizarre thing that I've ever heard, Tinkering Alive. I mean, I'm an engineer, I know people who tinker with circuit boards, aircraft engines, but never with life. To take us forward with this, the third speaker, Toastmaster Tarun.
I would like you all to imagine that you had 6 months left to live. 6 months. And in that time, what would you do? What would you stop doing? Who would you have to be in order to make those 6 months fulfilling? I would like you all to ponder upon the thought while I continue to introduce myself. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Good evening. My name is Tarun Govind Menon. I was born and brought up in Bangalore, and similar to Rahul, I studied in Bishop Cotton Boys School, next to some, and also like similar to Nitin, I studied in Diksha PU College, and I also am studying at Christ. So we have shared similarities. So I was born and brought up in Bangalore. My parents come from a very humble background from Kerala. However, my father is an engineer who is now an entrepreneur. My mother is a lawyer working at a corporate. And they're coming from diverse backgrounds, so they have given me the interest, they have given me the freedom to explore my interests to the point where I've become almost eccentric to explore them all. Let me share like one instance.
On Monday, I would be something like a musician. On Tuesday, I'd be a magician. On Wednesday, I'd be an adventurer trying to explore Bangalore on the cycle. And on Thursday, I'd try to be a scientist trying to make his own laboratory concoctions from the kitchen utensils. And on Friday, my grandmother would shout at me for breaking them. So this may seem like an interesting quirk, but it caused that I had to face various setbacks in my life. Because if you're good at everything, I mean, if you're interested in everything, you're essentially good at nothing. So I realized that, and I had come across various problems in my life. I can remember one instance when I tried to join the Bishop Cotton's debate club as the president. Like the interviewer told me, look Taram, we want someone who's responsible. And I replied by saying, of course, yes, I'm the perfect person for this. Because early in the club, if anything bad went wrong, they used to tell me that I was responsible. So this caused certain problems, and I was looking for some solution. I wanted to do something where I could say that I did it, I became something. And it was at that juncture of my life where my English teacher introduced me to the works of the Russians, the Russian literature. So she introduced me to the works of Tolstoy, Dostoevsky, and so on. And from then on, it struck a chord in my life. And I really wanted to become something new. So what I decided to do is try to imitate and try to impersonate the character from Leo Tolstoy's novel, The Death of Ivan Ilyich. I tried to become the character Ivan Ilyich, where I pretended as if I had 6 months left to live. And now you may imagine, what should I do when I have 6 months left to live? My answer, the naive younger Taran would say, his answer to it was mastery. Why mastery? Well, in retrospect, I can say that, well, the rich cannot buy it. Well, you cannot inherit it. The privileged cannot inherit it. And the only way you can get it is to pure hard work. So what I did at that point in time was learning the piano. I decided for 6 months I would sit from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on the piano, playing. And finally, I did manage to get through that mark. And at the end of it, I earned some great rewards, I'd like to say. I managed to get a diploma in piano performance. This is they got a Trinity system. So I finished the 8th grade, and beyond the 8th grade, I got a diploma. So I completed a diploma. I got to become a teacher at a very young age, at the age of 15, which I still continue to do. So got opportunities to perform at hotels, to collaborate with other parents. Now you might imagine that I've reached the pinnacle of my life, but no, I'm not. I thought I would get something. I was hoping to get something, but I did not get that. I was hoping for something. Nothing came by. And what was it I was looking for? I did some research. And under this facade of so-called mastery, what I was looking for was love and respect. So, I went through and read the other authors, and I found out the only way, the easiest way to get these two values was not through sitting on a piano from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. for 6 months trying to play press keys, but instead it is to reciprocate, to give. If you want love and respect, you must give love and respect. That is my understanding. And this I did not get from Leo Tolstoy. This is from this philosopher. He's not known for his philosophy. His name is Jesus of Nazareth. So, so you must do. If you want something, you must do unto others what you want them to do to you. And that's how I've been. These are some of the lessons that I've learned from my life. These are some of the lessons that I've learned by trying to tinker a life. And now finally, I'd like to complete my speech by reading out a poem called Ithika by a poet named Kawafi. I would like you to imagine Ithika is like the final journey. Let's say you're on a journey and Ithika is your final destination. So let me read out an excerpt from the poem. Keep Ithika always in your mind. Arriving there is what you're destined for. But don't hurry the journey at all. Better if it lasts for years. So you're old by the time you reach the island, wealthy with all you've gained on the way, not expecting Ithika to make you rich. Thank you. That was a lovely speech. I finally understand what tinkering a life is. I think there was a movie that came out recently and it won Oscar. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. That is what your speech reminded me of. That title. Great job. I'd like to thank our area director, Toastmaster Satyajit for joining us today. All right, Toastmasters and guests, that brings us to the end of the first segment, which is the prepared speeches. Now we will have a networking break for 5 minutes. See you all in 5 minutes sharp. Back, Toastmasters and guests, let's move on to the second session of today's meeting, which is the table topic session, which usually turns up the heat and pressure a lot. But the person who's going to take us through the meeting today, to the table topics master for today, is the first person I look for as soon as I land in Ashabad. Because I know, if this person is here, I am going back home with a full tummy. This Toastmaster describes herself as a relentless learner. And she joined Toastmasters to serve us delicious baked goods from the ovens of heaven itself. She finds passion in helping people by holding their pain through her profession as a counselor. Without further ado, I'd like to invite Toastmaster Tere, Toastmaster Sureka to take over.
COVID protocol. I want to survive first before I arrive. So good evening, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests. And thank you, Toastmaster Vishal, for your very, very heartwarming introduction. And as your Toastmaster for today, I want all of you all to know that the ability to speak clearly, calmly, courageously, and confidently is a very valuable skill in today's times as never before. And like many things in life, competence comes only with practice, isn't it? So as I encourage you to tackle a table topic, may you think wisely, attempt courageously, accomplish masterfully, and play to your very, very good luck. So what I will do is, I shall call out the name of the speaker and then announce the table topic. The duration of the table topic speech will be 2 minutes. The green card will be flashed at 1 minute, the yellow at 1.5, and the red at 2 minutes. So, are you all ready for this exciting session now?
Yes.
All right. So, the first person that I would like to call, it is our privilege and our pleasure to invite Area Director Satyajit So, your topic is, the time is always right to do what is right. The time is always right to do what is right.
Fellow Toastmasters for Bangalore Toastmasters Club, distinguished guests. What do you mean by a right thing to do? It is about, you can think of a lot of things. Let's take from the Toastmasters way. We are all here for our growth, our personal growth. How we can become a better person for ourselves. But do we really need to wait for a Friday evening? Do we really need to wait for a particular time, date? Probably no. The day you start thinking and the day you take the first step, no matter what is the time of the day and day is, that is the right time to do the right things. Today, Bangalore Toastmasters Club have inducted 5 new members. Welcome to the club, welcome to Toastmasters.
Thank you.
Welcome to the area, people. But, along with that, this has been the right time. Whenever you thought, the time you thought that you want to go and want to bring a developed version of yourself, that was the right time that you signed up for Toastmasters. And that's today when you got inducted, and you took the oath, and then tomorrow when you come back to this stage, delivering your icebreaker, although Toastmaster Karan delivered some icebreaker which I felt was probably a level 5 speech. However, this one, ladies and gentlemen, I'll call you all on stage one day. I want to see you guys all on stage one day very soon. That right time should not be, any time later. Think about a time when you can make it much better. But, of course, whenever you take the step, that's the right step and that's the right step. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Area Director Satyajit Kar. Your tongue did speak the message of your heart. Wonderful, sir. Moving on, let me invite now Toastmaster Alan Arana for this next topic. So your topic is, don't allow that inner fire to die, just like that diamond in the rough. Don't allow that inner fire to die, just like that diamond in the rough.
That was like two quotes in one. Honestly, that's number one. The other thing I was wondering is, I had such a long walk. If I only knew the topic, it would have been. The tension was there, and I could see the relief in all of your faces because you're like, oh my God, that's the market, so I don't need to do it. I don't know when I speak about inner fire. That's the only aspect that I can retain from that whole quote, actually, even though I heard it twice. Okay. When I listen to that whole thing, the only thing that I can talk about is the fact that inner fire comes when the stakes are down, but there is someone who always looks for the best in you. Okay, I'll give you a small example. I was a person who was not so great in studies. Okay, and I had two prime examples. My mom was a conventional bad cop. My dad was a good cop, per se. So what used to happen is, every time I used to go to this parent-teacher meeting, all the teachers would say, this Alan sitting at the back, making a lot of noise and all of that, and then my dad would look at me in front of the teacher and say, but you're good, right? Why are you? What is wrong? Teacher's confused. Then teacher says a word that is good about me. And that's when I realized, man, he's saying something great about me. Maybe I can do better. There's another instance. My mom used to shout at me, say, go get the report card signed by your dad. I used to go to my dad. My dad used to not say anything. He used to just say, you could have done a little better, right? And that's all it took for me to go back on the way. I used to cycle to school. I used to say, the next time, I don't want him to say that. And that's when I realized it's not about the shouting, but the word of encouragement can that really light the inner fire in all of us.
Thank you, Toastmaster Alan. You have the knack for saying the right things at the right time. Great job indeed. Now let me call upon Toastmaster Hannah Victoria. Come on. And your topic is, you may get knocked down, don't stay knocked down. You may get knocked down, don't stay knocked out.
A very good evening, my dear fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Very good.
I think there are so many instances in our lives where we get knocked down, but there is no other option but to stand up. When a baby walks, I think numerous times as a child we have fallen, but then we get up and we walk. So in life, whatever challenges come our way, it either teaches us to move forward or to change our direction. That's the only thing life a knock teaches us. So I think in my life, many knockdowns have come. Maybe a couple of years ago, I got into a serious argument with my boss, and she took it to such a level which I had to resign. And at that point, I was like, I have never been in that situation ever in my life. And a small matter just escalated so much, and I had to resign without having any option whatsoever with me. But then that knock, I was at home for 8 months, and that's when I joined Toastmasters. It was sort of a bucket list which I was trying to tick off, and one of the things which I joined is Toastmasters. So, and then I got a much better job in a bigger organization. So I guess every knock leads you higher in life. And so that's how we when you look back, I was so glad that I had that argument with her. So, and I think you always connect the dots in life. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hannah. Your perceptions indeed were sensible and spontaneous too. Moving on, let me call upon now Toastmaster Puneet Surana for the next topic. And your topic is, turn your wounds into wisdom. Turn your wounds into wisdom.
That's actually so hard, because we have so many wounds, and all we try to do is cover it up. I'm not even talking about the physical wounds, the emotional wounds, the mental wounds. It's fascinating to see so many of us are so wounded and yet are brave enough to put up a smile and get back up every time we get knocked down. It's very hard for me personally to go back to a wound, uncover all the wrappings, all the bandages I have put on it for temporary purposes, and to really see what led to it and to cure it. It's like throwing Dettol onto a wound. It burns, and then trying to put an ointment on top of that, and then allowing it to heal for a few days, and then once a new layer of skin comes on top of it, you have to take it off again, so an actual layer of skin comes in. It's a lot of work. And if this is just physical wounds, imagine the emotional, mental, and spiritual wounds that each of us walk with. No wonder the mental health, the emotional health businesses are trillion-dollar economies by themselves. It's very hard. It's very hard, and it's very hard. But I hope that is why we go on a journey to find those wounds, uncover them, take support and try and heal them, and then again uncover them as if you're peeling an onion to remove the temporary skin that's come on top of it, and then actually, really, deliberately, completely, from the root of it, heal the wound. Otherwise, we're just, again, having the wound at superficial level. And I have to commend my sister, Dr. Harshita, who's brave enough to go against the medical fraternity and say, we just don't want to superficially treat wounds and symptoms, but at the depth of it, take it out of the root. So I'm really proud of having a sister like that. And I hope you also unwind your wounds. Thank you. And I hope this becomes a wisdom.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Puneet Surana. Your off-the-cuff remarks were indeed remarkable. And now I'd like to invite one of the newly inducted members to come so that this day becomes all the more special for you all. So I would like to invite Mahmoodullah Khan to come here and... So your topic is, what is your favorite childhood memory? What is your favorite childhood memory?
Well, everybody has a childhood. And childhood memories are something which you cherish for lifetime. One of such memory is when my friends when we all finished the school every day, all my friends used to come to my house, and mom used to make snacks. So everybody sit in my house, eat for some time, then they go to their houses. That's one of my favorite memories. And of course, we used to go to the others' houses and throw stones to get the mangoes from the trees, as well as even the kawas. So these are the few things, and those days my parents I lost quite early, and I never used to get a chance to go on the school trips. But now I have a company that is called as the Modern Classroom, and we work with schools and colleges, students, to take them within Bangalore, state, in India and worldwide. And I've been going on excursions, and my life is full of going on excursions, excursions and excursions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nandarullah Khan.
Thank you.
You spoke with great clarity and confidence.
Thank you.
Simply wonderful indeed.
Thank you.
And now I'd like to call upon Toastmaster Danya to address the next topic. So your topic is, the harder the battle, the sweeter the victory.
Indeed.
The harder the battle, the sweeter the victory.
Battle. What exactly is a battle? Battle is when we go to war. And in war, there is no winner. Even if you win, you have lost something. So personally, I think battle is something we should enter only with a mind that we know that we're going, facing the fact that you're going to lose something. Otherwise, it's better not to battle. So one thing which is very important is to choose our battles with care. You don't have to fight everything. Just choose what is the most important that we want for ourselves, because when you enter, you know you are going to lose. Even every winner in that battle is going to lose. There's never been a war without a loss. Take the Mahabharata also. The Pandavas won, but what was the winning even worth it at the end of it? It's a life of misery. It's a choice. It's very motivating. I mean, it's like a born desire. We all human beings, we have this thing that we can go and fight. We want to fight, but that's just a survival instinct. We have grown stronger, and now we should face the fact that it's not survival anymore, right? It's about living for a desire which we choose, knowing the fact that we are going to give up for that one desire, for that one battle. So battle for love. Let's battle for good things in life and let love win. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Danya. You did reap a rich harvest of ideas, and it was wonderful listening to you. Thank you very much. And now it's time to invite DTM Vijay Anand onto the stage. Please do. And your topic is, a setback is a setup for a comeback. A setback is a setup for a comeback.
A month ago, my wife asked me to buy her a diamond necklace. So I just asked her, Chetna, what's the price, ballpark figure? Only 4 to 5 lakhs. Only 4 to 5 lakhs. Hey, Master, that is a setback, mother of all setbacks. What did I do? To come back, I put on my thinking cap. I told her, Chetna, you know the cause of why diamonds are so rarely available? Because you've got to mine very deep, right, Rahul? Correct?
Yes, yes.
Thank you so much. And not only that, it's not available in Nanagar, Kormangla, Whitefield generally. Few places on Mother Earth. And it's so dangerous for the miners to go in, right?
Yeah.
Because of these causes, what is the effect of the price of diamond? The prices skyrocket. My wife was asking, I am asking you for a diamond necklace. And what gyana give me? Don't try your Toastmaster stunt here. I said, hold on. Let me explain to you. She said, I'm going to just give you 30 seconds. Continue, please. This is because of this effect, I have a solution for diamond necklace. Just go on and buy one, damn it. What do you give me all this? I said, no. The answer is, the comeback is artificial diamonds. I said, are you off your head? I said, just think of Mother Earth. You've got to think of Mother Earth, the people who go down risking their lives. It's important that we take care of them. And mind you, Chetna, artificial diamonds are a cut above natural diamonds. She asked me, no one can find out. Nobody can find out. Not even jeweler friends like my good friend Abhay. Even he can't find out. She was convinced. So friends, what I want to tell you, by the way, don't record this clip. Okay? It is the last portion again. I'm just kidding. Mind us friends, all of us have setbacks. But ensure that you come back with a bang. And
Thank you, Vijayanand. You autographed that table topic with a positivity packed approach. Very well done indeed. And now it's time to invite Toastmaster Subhanshu Yadav onto the stage. And your topic is your favorite movie and why do you love it so much? Your favorite movie and why do you love it so much?
So when it comes to movies, I'm very bad at it. I don't watch too much. The favorite movie might be Sole. Because the dialogues in there, the dialogues that never dies, be it the meme culture, be it 70s, be it 80s, each of their characters have their own side, own value. What I truly love about Sole is the dialogues, but what it teaches us, like, if there is a will, we have to find something to live to continue. Not the revenge part, but to have something in life to pursue for. So when the Gabbar comes to the town and asks for Kab hai Holi, so it doesn't need to be that the true sense. What he meant was like when he will getting the rich. So everything in life happens not for it had two sides. Maybe I'm speaking, it is not connecting the dots, but I'm trying to fill that time and also and connect with the topic. So that's Sole. And second best movie I like about Three Idiots. So I think most of the persons who were in the college or who have lived through that journey, they will admire the story of Three Idiots. That to follow the excellence and to believe in your heart, but remember this, sometimes it's only in reels, not in reality. So we have to take that also in mind. And I was lucky to have those kind of friends in my college, which made the movie more relatable. Even we had, I think everyone has Chaturi in their college. So thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Subhanshu Yadav. You spoke calmly, courageously, and intelligently, and we're grateful for your effort. And now it's time to call upon stage Toastmaster Aaron Kamal. And your topic is your personality creates your personal reality. Your personality creates your personal reality.
I identify as somewhat of a competitive person. For instance, some of my friends back in college, so we had I studied in Christ for a very strict regime, 9 AM class, and if you miss the first hour, then you miss, I think, attendance for the rest of the day and all of that. So I was walking up the stairs, and I was already late. It was 9:15, and it was debatable whether I would get attendance for that class, depending on whether the slip was still there or not. Some of you can relate. It's all about a 9:10 or 9:15, whether the slip is there or whether it's gone. And there's no point even going to the class if there's no slip, right? So I was going up, and then I saw a colleague who was generally late. I wasn't generally late. My classmate was generally late, and he was a few steps ahead of me, to the point where I tried to outrun him up the staircase. Both of us were late at 9:15. So my friends still make fun of me for that, that even when you both are defaulting and are late, you can still be competitive. On a more serious note, something that actually mattered was my first mock trial, or moot court, what you call, for law students. It was my first one, and we have a researcher. So I relied on the researcher to do all the research, which is a lot of reading, research, typing out the notes, the submissions and all of that. And I thought like a great grand shot, I would go and just speak, thinking I was actually an inspector or something similar. It didn't work out. We did not do well at all, and to the point where my team members parted way with me. I took it very personally, and being the competitive person that I am, I formed my own team for the next year. I myself sat for tens, probably leading into hundreds of hours in the library, did research myself, typed out more than half of the submissions, and only with that groundwork, that sweat that had gone and went up and spoke, and we did relatively well. Again, my friends did make fun of me because I didn't go to great extents to prove somebody wrong, but it's the competitive personality that I had, and one that became a reality for me because I ultimately proved worth to myself, and that's all that mattered. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aaron Kamar. You not only aimed right, but drew your bow with all your might. Thank you so much. And now I would like to invite one more newly inducted member to tackle a table topic, and that would be Toastmaster Vasvi. And your topic is your favorite hobby and why does it bring you joy? Your favorite hobby and why does it bring you joy? Over to you.
So, this is a recent hobby that I had inducted, doing open mics. And as a person who had come from a background with limited access to resources, going on to open mic stages were little difficult for me to open up myself and also to talk about it. And convincing parents who come from a conventional background and then getting to make them understand what it is about. It took a lot of courage, it took a lot of convincing on my part to get it done. So I work for a manufacturing facility, and for me, writing is something that I find solace in. So open mic had come to me from a point where I started writing. So I am a person who is very comfortable in writing more than that of speaking. The reason that I joined Toastmasters was to actually enhance my speaking skills. So the thoughts that come to my mind, I can put it down very well on a pen and paper, but when it comes to speaking, I take a little difficulty in making it convey to other people. So I believe this stage will serve me as an opportunity to improve myself and to get to where I wanted to be. Thank you.
Toastmaster Vasvi, you plunged into the topic with great ease and focus. You have a brilliant innings out here, I'm very sure of that. Congratulations. So moving on, I would like to invite now Toastmaster Vishwanath to come and occupy the stage. And your topic is fix your thoughts and fix your life. Fix your thoughts and fix your life.
Thank you, Toastmaster, and good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Fix your thoughts. Probably, I think to me, it's more relates to what you would like to achieve and what you want to be. Probably that could be what I would like to think of. And more often than not, we always start our day in a way that to achieve something or to accomplish something in terms of the tasks or activities. I think we should have that courage to look back and plan some of the things and work towards it. I know it is not so easy in Bangalore. As we start our day, start pouring, right? You will not be able to reach in time to office, nor you can attend meetings in time. So you will start what you do, you probably will do remote work. You will start sending emails saying that I will not be able to make it. So that could be one excuse. People might say it's not so easy and you cannot reach office. So sometimes it so happens that we will not be able to fix our thoughts or make what we needed to achieve what is needed. So normally what we should do is you have to go through the flow, like what I am saying.
go through the flow and look what you can do within that timeline or within that scope of things, and then move forward. See to it actually you have given your best, and do not wait for the feedback or do not wait for the results. Give your best and move on and learn from the things. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vishwanath. You shared your thoughts so beautifully and skillfully and showed us that calmness is power. Thank you so much. And moving on, I'd like to invite Toastmaster Brian D'Souza onto the stage. And your topic is, life is tough and so are you. Life is tough and so are you.
I am tough. Okay, life is tough and so am I. So recently, I think in the month of May, there was a small setback in my life. I missed out a major opportunity to go to Kashmir to do a mountaineering course which is sponsored by NCC. The only sole reason being I couldn't run good. I think it was May 6th or May 7th where that happened, and on the May 8th or the May 9th, I started running. So that was difficult. Difficult being I used to go 2 kilometers at a stretch, but after that I lost hope because I either had no earphones or my mom used to call me. So that used to happen, and 2 kilometers I used to do in like 15 to 20 minutes. Once I went down to do a 5K without even me noticing because I had earphones in my ears. I had plugged on my earphones and I just ran, and then it was 5K. I looked at the time and it was 47 or 43 minutes, if I'm not sure. That was, I don't know, that was a good part where I didn't realize I was going 5K, but I actually did go 5K. And recently, a few days back, I again purposefully ran a 5K, and then that timing was 29 minutes. It was like a half time kind of thing. So I think some setbacks in my life have pushed me further from a 49 to 43 minutes 5K now to 29 minutes. I am tough.
Thank you, Brian. You really got into the heart of your audience. Thank you so much. And now it's time to hand over the controls back to your TA podium. Thank you so much.
Thank you again, Toastmaster of the Day. Those were, sorry, Table Topic Master of the Day. The topics were very challenging, but the poetry after each speaker spoke. Every one of you gave one table topic, but our table topic master gave many. And to all the speakers who spoke today, no matter how you did, don't worry, you'll get a snack in the end of the day. I can give it to you. Now, that brings us to the end of the second session. Let's move on to the third session, which is the evaluation session. And this is where the evaluators will come and give the feedback to skillfully cut the diamonds and make them shine. We will be taken forward by our general evaluator for the day, who, when I asked him, how would you describe yourself? He said, I describe myself as inquisitive, hardworking, and determined. I asked him, why did you join Toastmasters? He said, I joined because I was curious. That was a very new answer for me because I have heard to improve my skills a lot, but I've never heard I was curious. And he also said he stayed because of the wonderful friends he made in this community. He loves reading and making really interesting conversations. The general evaluator of the day, who will evaluate the entire session, top to bottom today, is Toastmaster Ganesh Pai.
It was something similar to today evening. Dark, overcast, cloudy, sun rays nowhere to be seen. And a man was walking on the busy street with a crumpled cloth, but wearing a sunglasses and just walking steadfastly. A man standing by side couldn't really stomach this and went and asked him, "All okay with you? It seems like it will rain any time and you're having sunglasses." And it seems the man said, "Sir, what to do? My future looks so bright to me. I need a sunglasses." Friends, from where I was sitting and from where I'm standing right now, I am seeing the diamonds in all its, in various size, shapes, few cut, uncut. And my plight is also something similar. So it's so bright and shining. I think I also need a sunglasses. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, very good evening to you all.
Very good evening.
And welcome to the evaluation. So this is the phase of the meeting where, like an artisan, we will be cleaving, cutting, polishing all those diamonds which came on the stage so that they go on to shine out there. And we as a Bangalore Toastmasters Club, we produce, we are not the merchants, we produce diamonds here. So all the diamonds which go out of here are something which will be embellished into a jewelry. So having said that, now with that, let me straight away deep dive into each of the role takers and let us see how they did and where they could possibly do well to up the game. First and foremost, and first one to come on the stage is the Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Kolappan. I walked in, I was parking my car at 5:30 and he just rushed on his two-wheeler. And by the time I'd gone to MTR and had come back, whole room was perfectly decked up, the board, everything very well written. And he was absolutely at ease having done his homework. And I mean, it takes a lot of planning, right? It seemed almost like it would rain any time. So he started on time, came here, absolutely on the job. So brilliant. I can just give you few suggestions, Kolappan, just to really up the, if you notice when we can see the video, your dominant gesture seems to be like, pointing this one. So maybe you can just think of either locking it or whatever feels comfortable. Second is you can look straight. Rather you're looking straight. Try to look around and have eye contact with others as well. And try to move around the stage a bit as well. Okay, so that because you have a fairly good tenure, 5 months ahead of you. So maybe you can actually use that to really ace some of these public speaking tricks. So overall, I must really admire you, the way you said that you had the fear of public speaking and really taking up the role and doing it week on week takes tremendous courage. You are doing a good job and we hope you will really excel in this role. For a job well done, can you give a loud round of applause? Next to come on the stage was Robert Oppenheimer. Sorry, I meant Toastmaster Joes. In that suit, he almost looks like Oppenheimer. Sir, a very gracefully conducted induction with all the ceremonial protocols, everything ticked to the T. Amazing job. Hope to see many more members being inducted in this term and a lot more diamond into our kitty. Next on the stage was our presiding officer, Priyanka Ranore, and I also got to know once she came on the stage because I think the president couldn't really make it on time, and Priyanka jumped into the fray in the last moment. And honestly, it did really look like that. She was in her flow, the topic, right on the money in terms of the storyline and how she really connected to the theme. And the way she was really taking us through the entire journey of Sunil Chhetri and how really we saw the ascent of football in India and the role not have got all the glamour quotient of a cricketer, but nevertheless, underrated diamond and how it is really shining. Brilliant storyline. If I can give you a few tips or few things, Priyanka, you may want to really look at it. One is you look a bit serious. You can just loosen up a bit and you seem absolutely intense. Maybe you can just connect a little bit on a friendly note, that will be better. And start emoting well, okay? Even when you're saying happy, at least you didn't look happy. Okay? So it's important that you mean what you say and you say what you mean. So that is something you can take a look at it. And yeah, I guess these are some of the things if you could do well, I think it will be just taking a few notches above. For taking up this role at the last moment and doing an excellent job, can we give a loud round of applause? Then we had a mini prepared speakers, one at a time. Maybe first I'll call Toastmaster Kamlesh to evaluate the aspect of Toastmaster.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Taking initiative is a form of self-improvement. Ladies and gentlemen, today Rahul has really excelled in his speech as taking as self-improvement. Isn't it? Yes. So let me evaluate your speech, Rahul. So what you have excelled, just two points. One is the structure of speech. That the way that you open the speech, it contains opening, body and conclusion. And you started your speech by giving about your birth, and even I like the story of your kindergarten, and you took the story to your next level at the experience in the NASA. That was perfectly blended. And the last thing that I liked, that you ended the speech by giving a quote. Like you mentioned that Toastmaster is a diamond machine for policing, right? So it was perfect blend of your speech, and it covers entire thing, opening, body and conclusion. Second thing that I liked it, your confidence. Even you lost it in between. After the 4 C's you mentioned, after 2 C's you forgot it, right? Most of the time what happens that in such situation that you refer to the script, even if you have the script, you didn't refer it, and that is a good part of your speech. You build the confidence over a period of time when you go forward. So that was really excellent. If I have to give the 2 sessions to take your speech to the next level, even in a good to great, there's 2 things that you have to do. What I have also observed, you took the time of 4.5 minutes, right? Actually, you have a time for 6 minutes, right? And even what I found that you talked about your Toastmaster journey, why you joined, it took about 1/3 of your time, right? So that is important that we were eager to listen about your hobbies, we are eager to listen about your future plans. That was really, we are looking forward when you mentioned in the next speech. Other important thing that I also noticed on other thing I also noticed that when you are starting your speech, you mentioned that I'm going to present the speech on the icebreaker. I think that is already covered by the Toastmaster of the day. So you just jump on the speech. Rather, you can start with some quotation. The way that you ended your speech by saying some quotation, same thing that you have to do in the beginning so that you can catch their attention. Overall, it was an excellent speech as a icebreaker speaker, and I'm sure that you will shine like a diamond in the coming days in the Toastmaster. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kamlesh, for a well-done evaluation. And Toastmaster Rahul, if I may add, you need to just practice a bit more, because I think a couple of places you just sort of and also slow down a bit. So loud applause again for Next debutant on the stage was Toastmaster Nagnithin, and I request his evaluator, DTM Teresa, to come on stage.
Mr. General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, guest, and my target speaker, Toastmaster Nagnithin. The purpose of this project is for you to introduce yourself to the club and learn basic structure of a public speech. Toastmaster Nithin, as per my observation, you introduce yourself very delineately and vividly. Second object is to know the basic structure of public speech. Yes, you did great job. Here the speech title, where there is a will, there is a way. Now, I would evaluate your speech based on your title, will, W-I-L-L. First, W. What a wonderful way to open an icebreaker speech, Toastmaster Nithin, with a question. That also your birthplace. Which place is born in? Kola. Look at that. Wonderful. Round of applause, please. Nithin, you itched your birthplace in everybody's heart. Second, I can say your speech continued with the interesting facts. That you told to the whole club that you are a district volleyball player and you helped your senior boy in a 12th standard and also made him to pass, and you really excelled in your subtle humor. L. What I learned from your speech, Toastmaster Nithin, is one, meaning of stupid. And also, you said where there is a will, there is a way. Another L is there, Toastmaster Nithin, that is learning for you. What learning you take from today's speech? Number one, learn to conclude your speech. Your speech, the opening of the speech was good. You viewed very nicely your story with the wonderful, interesting facts, but conclusion was missing. Also learn that you have a, what I can say, a good humor that you are talented to give a humorous speech. So how can you conclude the speech? Is only by practice, 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 n times until you succeed. So, General Evaluating fellow Toastmaster, I conclude this my evaluation with W-I-L-L. Let us all helping to evolve, let us all evolve together and help our icebreaker speaker today.
All I will say is, I will agree. Thank you so much, Teresa, and wonderful speech, Toastmaster Nagnithin. Sometimes some of the simple acts of kindness can really make a difference, and I was really touched by your story. Thank you so much. Next speaker on the stage was Toastmaster Taran, and his evaluator is Toastmaster Chaitra.
Good evening, Toastmasters.
Very good evening.
Toastmaster Taran, what a brilliant and memorable speech. It was so well crafted. I think that is what all of us really saw in your speech. Now I want to bring out the different things you did. You tinkered with your speech using various techniques, and I really want to bring these interesting techniques out. One, you started by getting everyone's attention with a question. what would you do if you had 6 months left to live? And that made everyone sit up and really think, right? It's a very interesting question. For a beginning Toastmaster, it's not very easy to be spontaneous on stage. And yet, you talked about the similarities you had with the Toastmasters who spoke before you. That is a brilliant thing to do. 3, you brought out the different interests that you had, and it also brought out different parts of your personality. You talked about yourself as a musician, a magician, an adventurer, a scientist, and someone your grandmother shouts at. Yes, you also had a lot of humor weaved in throughout your speech. I like the conversational style you used when you spoke about your Bishop Cotton's interview. And that really made your speech so much more interesting. And you had this interesting technique where you brought in a reference again to the first question you asked. Right? You said, what would you do if you had 6 months left to live? And for you, it was about mastery, specifically about the piano. Right? That was interesting because of the way you weaved it into your speech. You even left us with an insight about how love and respect is something that needs to be reciprocated. And you ended with a crescendo, an excerpt from the poem Ithaca. Now, Toastmaster Taran, with such a great speech, it was hard to think of areas to improve on. But there is always a little bit more you could do to improve for the next time. I felt that it would have been nice to see a more well-rounded view of your life, right? We didn't quite get much about your family or friends. It would have been nice to see that. And you also said, I'd like to complete my speech by, and you read the excerpt. It's not necessary to do that. So next time, think of a different transition. Toastmaster Taran, your confidence, your smile, and your comfort on stage is something that's very difficult for a beginning speaker. But you took it to the next level with your gestures, your utilization of the stage, and the way you modulated your voice. You had a brilliant and interesting speech, and you kept us in rapt attention. I personally cannot wait to see how you tinker with your next speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chandra, for a clinical evaluation. And Dharan, all I can say is you spoke like a pro. Okay. Now, 2 more key role takers who really held this meeting on the strength of their performance. First is Toastmaster of the Day, Vishal Vasant. In a week, we celebrated Kargil Vijay Divas. Someone aspiring to be a soldier and having him as a Toastmaster of the Day, at best I can call it a prudential conspiracy. And what really stood out in Vishal's entire performance was his enthusiasm, that 1,000-watt smile, and all that. I mean, it's absolutely visible on his face throughout the meeting. Always coming up with something new for all the role takers, and that humor was absolutely well injected throughout. Brilliant job, Vishal. I mean, given the enthusiasm you really brought on the stage, very few things I can controverse. Couple of minor slip of tongue you had when you said, when you were introducing or asking Sureka ma'am to come on stage. 3 C's versus 4 C's in Rahul's speech. So some of these very minor things, but I must say your enthusiasm really sort of made all this look pale. So keep up this enthusiasm, never let it go. For a wonderful job done. Can you give a loud round of applause? she's goddess Annapurna of the club. Sureka ma'am, I must admire your topic selection. Very nice. It made, as people were talking, it also made us go back in our own life and figure out some of those moments, as in this setup, this setback and how Vijay came back. And you had a quick and witty reply whenever people concluded their topics. And almost everybody could speak for 2 minutes, which itself speaks very high of the topics you chose. Because first of all, whenever you hear of table topic, we tend to get jittery. And if you made everyone to talk comfortably, amazing. Thank you so much, madam, for the topic selection. Only thing I can point out is, at the beginning you referred the note, given you are so prolific with the words, I think you could have done out without it. When it comes to poetry, we are nowhere near you. And I'm actually at a kindergarten, so I'll stick to my schooling. All I can say is, twinkle twinkle, little twinkle twinkle. Sureka ma'am is a Thank you so much. Now coming to the tag team, may I request timer Shiv to come on stage and just give the timer report.
Good evening once again. All the speakers were well within the time limit, and all the topic speakers also. Evaluated, the third evaluated Toastmaster Chaitra exceeded by 24 seconds. Thank you.
May I request our counter, Toastmaster. You need not count for general value.
Yeah. No, but in fact your name is written down. Yeah, I was really happy for today's session. I mean, I was also doubting my own hearing skills for the moment, but I would say it was really a pleasant, flawless communication of the whole session was. Yeah. So what I could see is there were few long and short pauses, so I would only touch upon those. But was you, it was from Toastmaster Rahul, Toastmaster Naganithin, Toastmaster Subhanshu. These were the full Toastmasters who used long and short pauses. And the clutch words, none of them were above 5. All of them were below 3, in fact. So, and the clutch words used were are, whom, and so were the clutch words for today. And the clutch words were used by Toastmaster Naganithin, Toastmaster Muskan, Toastmaster Danya, Toastmaster Subhanshu, and Toastmaster Vasvi, and Toastmaster Ganesh. So with this, I would like to conclude. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ganesh. I totally agree with you. Okay, may I request our grammarian Toastmaster Bhavna to come on the stage and give us the
and I'm told I have 2 minutes, so I'll start with the not so good usages. Someone I look up could be someone I look up to. As much as honesty could be as much honesty as possible. Really, really could be substituted with extremely, tremendously, hugely, etc. Where the gold could be where gold is extracted. In my kolar, in kolar. He can't able could be he was unable to. If anything bad went wrong could be if anything went wrong. I don't watch too much could be don't watch too many movies. Make it conveyed could be conveying it to other people. The only sole reason being could be the sole reason being. Run good could be run well. Make him to pass could be helped him pass. Coming to the best part, which I saved for the last. Good usages, grand phrases or sentences. Cut a diamond correctly and it will sparkle. Tinkering with life. On Monday, a musician. On Tuesday, a magician. Under the facade of supermastery, looking for love and respect. A word of encouragement can light your inner fire. Wounded but brave enough to put on a smile. Your remarks were indeed remarkable. Excursions, excursions, excursions. There are no winners in war. A setback is a setup for a comeback. This is again, Toastmaster Sureka had a bunch of very good ones. Not only aimed right, but drew your bow with all your might. Weaved in throughout your speech, providential conspiracy, and the best, we are not the merchants, we produce the diamonds here. Wow.
Thank you so much. And the last one was my personal favorite. Okay, friends, the code for voting is unique, all small letter, unique, U-N-I-Q-U.
Oh, it's unique. Is that something unique coming up?
That's a unique quip from which. Okay, that brings to the end of evaluation. I must say, thoroughly enjoyed the meeting, evaluating, and friends, it takes anywhere between 75 to 100 hours to put together a meeting of this standard, size and scale. So I want all of you to give a round of applause for all the role takers and the committees. I hand over the stage back to Toastmaster.
We finally made it to the end of the meeting, but hold on, there's a little bit left. Thank you, General Evaluator, for delineating the meeting so well. Again, word of the day. I know that passwords are supposed to be unique, but apparently the Sergeant at Arms took it a little too seriously. Okay. With that, we come to the end of the evaluation session and the meeting. I would thank you all for being such a wonderful audience and the committee for giving me this opportunity. Back to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Priyanka.
Toastmaster Vishal, you are a power bank of energy, and you took this entire meeting and transformed with energy. Let's give him a huge round of applause. Thank you so much, General Evaluator, for such scintillating and brilliant feedback and taking few words from your evaluation. We all are uncut diamonds, and we all, even uncut diamonds, are very precious and have its own price. But I think it's time we all polish ourselves and become the shining diamonds. And that's why we all are here. And on that note, let me tell you all, the renewals for the next term is open for the term October to March. And if you all renew by end of this month, that is, I would request you all to renew by 29th to 30th of July. You will all have it with the current price. Otherwise, post that from August 1st, Toastmasters International has increased their membership fee. So the price will also be more. If you're all ready to plunge so much, fantastic. Otherwise, I would request you all to please renew by end of this month. That is by 30th of July. I have another announcement to all of you. We all are starting our first speech craft of this term from August 6th. Please, it's still open, so I request you all to please share this information to whoever is interested in being a part of the speech craft program that is conducted by Bangalore Toastmasters Club. I would like to acknowledge the presence of our area director, Satyajit Kaur, and I request him to please come on stage and share a few words.
Thank you, Toastmaster Priyanka, and again, I did not expect this second time to talk. But, okay, thank you. But, ladies and gentlemen, this has been an amazing session. I come from a Toastmasters Club, which is a corporate club, where everything is pretty much defined, where we know the people who we are spending our Toastmasters time with. But this And by the way, I joined right at the time when COVID was settling in. So I was pretty much an online baby there. And I grew up as an online Toastmaster. And I have also attended community meetings, community club meetings throughout the time. But this, to be honest, was the first experience in person, totally in person Toastmasters Club. And it's an amazing experience. The classical way of people coming over to the stage, shaking their hands, delivering their speech or whatever their address is, and you know the smoothness of it. Absolutely, and kudos to the entire XCOM and all the organizers of this session. From the area, I wanted to congratulate you, all of you, because you have just won the first, or you have become the eligible for the first award of the District 92, the Super 7 Award, for having all the Bangalore Toastmasters Club XCOM leaders to attend the meeting in person, or rather the TLI training in person. So kudos to all the 7 officers, as well as the associate officers who have attended the meeting, and kudos to you for winning the Super 7 Award. So you can have looking at the way the renewals have been going. To be honest, for the last 3 weeks, I have been monitoring the renewal progress. Kudos to you for proceeding with the renewals. So fantastic job. And I know the second award is also kind of have Bangalore Toastmasters Club's name engraved on it. That's the Diamond Club Award. So you are getting that as well. So this is just the beginning of this program here, fellow Toastmasters. We have a journey to go, and I am your area director. Any help you need from a district level, of course, you have your club officers. You can also reach out to me. Please, they can share my contact. I'll be happy to help you in any which ways. And because my motto as an area director is to touch upon every member's life if I can, right? So if you need my help in any which ways, I'm always there for you. So with that, thank you very much. I know we are running over time, so I will get back to you.
Thank you so much, Area Director. And now it's time to announce the awards. The Best Auxiliary Role Taker Award for today's meeting is Toastmaster Bhavna. The Best Role Taker Award for today's meeting is our General Evaluator, Toastmaster The Best Evaluator Award goes to Toastmaster Chaitra. Best Table Topic Speaker Award goes to our humorous king, Distinguished Toastmaster Vijay Anand. Best Speaker Award for today's meeting goes to Toastmaster Taran. Before I adjourn today's meeting, I request all the guests to please make a note. We have our guest registry over here, and meet our Vice President membership, Toastmaster Joseph Paul, for any further information with regard to the club. And yes, the most important thing, as soon as I adjourn the meeting, all have such amazing scintillating tags, got by our
Goddess, yes, Goddess Annapurna Toastmaster Sulekha. I would now like to adjourn today's meeting 1387.